Hey friends, I'm Melissa Rodriguez. I own a thriving marketing agency and I'm a digital nomad. My husband and I travel the world together whilst we work online. Now here's the happy news. I am pregnant with our first child. And whilst I'm very excited, I'm also facing interesting challenges that I've never faced before. As a business owner, I do not have traditional maternity leave provided for me. Instead, I am baby-proofing my business. This series is my journey as I navigate this first pregnancy week by week, also sharing things about my travel, what I'm doing in my business, and how I'm handling everything that's coming my way. I'll be sharing insights into this emotional roller coaster that I am going on. Honestly, before I got pregnant, I could not find any pregnant entrepreneur digital nomads online. So this is a series, honestly, that I wish I had found. There are unique challenges ahead of me as I make sure I set up my business to work and thrive without me, and also just get ready for this massive identity shift that is going to happen with motherhood as best as I can. I know that there's no way to fully prepare, but I want to do my best to set myself up for a wonderful experience. So if this sounds crazy or exciting or interesting to you, then make sure to hit the subscribe button and come along on this journey with me week by week. This very first week is all about the first changes that I made to my routine and also seeing my baby for the very first time. Good morning, friends. So I just did a meditation, 10-minute Vipassana style silent meditation, and then I just pulled a card. So this is a card that I've pulled for today, Find Your Sacred Flow. And yeah, I am around 7 weeks pregnant. I am an entrepreneur, and this is my vlog that I'm starting to record as I go from a digital nomad, married couple, entrepreneur kind of person that, doesn't really has a lot of flexibility for sure in terms of how I structure my time, how I structure my day, how I structure my business. And I'm going to take you through my whole pregnancy on how I prepare for motherhood, how I prepare for running my business as a mother, because I want my priority to be being a mother when my baby comes. And as it stands, as my business stands, as my lifestyle stands right now, things are going to have to change. It's not going to cut it, okay? So I'm really excited for this. This is actually a catalyst that I think I've been needing for a while in my business. Have something that's going to force me to get out of my own way of growth. And I know that this is going to be it. Okay, so I wanted to document it. And I want to document it showing you how I live. So 6:30 a.m., just did a meditation, got a great night's sleep last night. I'm feeling okay. I'm not feeling 100% my best, but here we are, and come hang out with me today. So this is my first pregnancy, and before getting pregnant, I was used to working out maybe 4 or 5 times a week, and I want to continue that. I have adapted my workouts. My coach has adapted my workouts. Thank you, Maria. She is doing amazing work. So I feel safe doing what I'm doing. I'm excited to be doing my workouts, and my plan is to stay as active as I can for as long as I can. I know that will help in labor. I know that's good for my health. I know that's good for my baby. So that is the plan. Let's go to the gym. Lovely people, so after the gym I did a couple of hours of work. I have been interviewing people for a new role, or for a role that's already in my team but wasn't quite working out. I felt like we needed someone fresh in the team, also with all the changes that I'm making in my business. As I know that I'm going to want to take a few months maternity leave, and after the maternity leave, I know I'm not going to work in the same way that I'm working now. Right now, I'm maybe working 20, 30 hours a week, and a lot of those hours are calls. And I specifically know that I'm not going to want to be on as many calls. So I'm making changes in the way that I work with clients. I'm making changes in the way that I work with my team to accommodate for all of that. Yeah, like I said, I'm 6 or 7 weeks pregnant. I'm not entirely sure. We have our first sonogram on Saturday when they're going to tell us with the size of the fetus exactly how pregnant I am. One thing I discovered when I went to my first doctor's appointment that I did not know is that they start counting the weeks from your last period and not when you actually got pregnant. So if you know a little bit about this, which most of you should, then you get pregnant when you ovulate, if the sperm is there to meet the egg. So if you ovulate roughly 2 weeks after you get your period, then those are 2 weeks that are being counted in the weeks of pregnancy that you weren't actually pregnant for. So if I say I'm 6 or 7 weeks pregnant, what I'm actually saying is I'm 4 or 5 weeks, so just over a month where I'm actually pregnant, okay? So interestingly, it's been a month where I haven't had my normal cycle, I haven't had my period, I haven't had ovulation because my body is doing a different thing. And I am so used to working with my cycle, I'm so used to working with my body through the cycle that this is entirely new for me. I'm feeling slightly strange not having that predictability because of the way that I used to work with my cycle was, okay, in my follicular phase, I do these things in my business, I do these things in my life. Even things like getting my nails done, they all had a particular cue within my menstrual cycle, which isn't happening anymore. So I'm getting used to that. I think I'm gonna start syncing up a little bit with the moon because I really do like cyclical living. I do like cyclical ways of working. I think it's more efficient, it's more creative, it just feels better. So instead of just trying to do the same thing day in, day out, or week in, week out, I'm gonna be making some changes with the moon and you'll get to watch me do that in this series. How have I been feeling? First couple of weeks, I felt absolutely amazing, super high energy, everything was great. When we found out, we were so happy. There was just this like high of celebrating, hey, we're gonna be parents, we're gonna have a baby. And it was around Christmas time as well, so we had so much fun telling everyone. And a couple of weeks later, we're still in the emotion of it all, but a little bit more of reality has kicked in. I'm feeling a few more symptoms. So from about a week ago, I started to feel just some more tiredness, some headaches, not really morning sickness, but just like my stomach is reacting differently to different things. Like protein shakes. I count my macros and this really helped me get to my protein macros, and this I just cannot stomach anymore. I made myself a protein shake and honestly my body just goes bleh. It's just like a feeling that I have, and honestly I want to honor that. I want to honor what my body's telling me. I want to find different ways of fitting the macronutrients and the micronutrients that I need that isn't with protein shakes or anything that my body says blah to, okay? So that's how I am, that's how I'm feeling. Ginger tea has been my friend during this time and will continue to be my friend. Makes me feel great. And right now we are making lunch. We're making a simple lunch. It's gonna be some rice, it's gonna be some chicken burgers that I just put in the oven. They are local chicken burgers from the local butcher. Well, I don't know where the chickens are from. I don't know if they're local, but the butchers where I buy the chicken burgers, they are local, and I know that everything is organic and they treat their chickens well, so I know that I'm putting high quality protein in my body. And those burgers are in the oven. We're making some rice, and I'm also going to be making some spinach for my veggies this afternoon. And afterwards, after lunch, I have a fun actually in-person meeting, different for a digital nomad, not my usual setup, but actually one of my team members happens to be in the city where I am, and another potential team member is also in the city. So we're gonna meet up, we're gonna have some coffee, and I'm looking forward to that. My husband is wearing what he calls his dad shirt. I think it looks like a dad shirt. I agree. So, fun fact about caffeine in pregnancy. The official guidelines is that you can have up to 200 milligrams a day, and an espresso has roughly 74 up to 90 depending on the type of coffee. I am a coffee addict. I used to have 2 or 3 of these a day, plus even sometimes filter coffee or French press coffee at home. And that has even more caffeine content because the more contact there is between the water and the coffee, the more caffeine it's gonna have. So I'm having 1 coffee a day. This has been my rule since I discovered I was pregnant. And this is my coffee of the day. This is my latte of the day. Interesting, it is, I used to miss the second coffee. I don't miss it as much anymore. About 3 weeks into this, it just makes it more special. I get to choose where I have my 1 coffee of the day, and it becomes a very special daily ritual for me. So I'm loving this coffee ritual, and I highly recommend it to anyone else who's pregnant. Check the caffeine content of other things, because it's not just coffee that has caffeine. There's also tea, there's also chocolate, there's also Coke, things like that. All of that has caffeine, so be careful with that. Follow your doctor's guide. This is not medical advice, okay? Thank you. Bye.
Thank you for joining me on this week's adventure. If you enjoyed the ride, then make sure you hit the subscribe button and the like button. It really helps me massively. I appreciate it so much. And if you want to leave me any comments or words of encouragement below in the comments, by all means, I love to connect. And please stay tuned for next week. I am going to be talking about what I did next to prepare my business for motherhood and my spirit for motherhood. I know I cannot prepare for this fully, but you know what? I'm doing my best. I'm just doing my best here. So if you want to stay tuned in the journey, then make sure you hit subscribe, and see you next time. Ciao.